Hello, hello everybody. Hello, hello. Hi, smoke, red smoke. Hello, welcome in. Hello, hello. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. Nico, Ichiko. Hello, hello, Ichiko. Hello, welcome in. Hello. How is everybody today? Hello, everybody. Hi. Hello, everybody. How is everybody doing? Finally found a new Christian VTuber. That's me. That's me. That is me. Yippee! Whee! Sorry, I'm getting too excited. I am getting too excited. By Zantashan, hello, welcome in, and thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Welcome in. Why are my headphones not working? Hello? Hello? Are they on? This is Christian. Too drunk to be talking about religion, not gonna lie. Well, we're gonna be chatting a lot today about biblical stuff. Red Smoke, thank you for the follow! Thank you! Are my headphones working, or is my sound just not working? What? Can you guys hear that? Can you guys hear the follow notification? Thank you for the head pat. Thank you. Now I gotta look at my thing. Hold on. I heard the notification? Okay, cool. It's just me then. Cool. Cool. Okay, well. Cool. We can hear. Okay. Cool. I'm Catholic and nothing else. No worries, no worries. Everyone's welcome here. Catholics. Anybody. It's great to feel excited. Yippee! We are gonna get into some heavier topics today. I'm kind of taking just any suggestions of any topics that are biblical. Or whatever. Hi, Corn. Oh, I forgot to say hi to everybody. Hello, Tenchi. Hello, Corn. Hello, Props. Hello, Silent Night. Hello. I did say hello, Red Smoke, but hello again. Zenshin. Hello, hello. Ichigo. Hello. Whoever else. Hello. Hello, everybody else. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. But yeah, we are going to be talking about certain things today and what my biblical take is. Mind if we start with marriage and kids and families and stuff? Yeah, we could start on that. That sounds like a good topic. Now, let me just get... Okay. What kind of topics? I was planning on talking about abortion. Abortion, stuff like that. But I am willing to take any suggestions on certain topics if you want to know my opinion on those. But yeah, we could start with marriage and kids and stuffs. Let me see. Ooh, I forgot what verse that is. Right, Genesis 2:24. Can I hello? Oh, there we go. Okay. There we go. I literally read this today because I was starting the Old Testament today. Okay. So obviously my own viewpoint on marriage and kids is yes, do it. Do it. Have marriage, have kids, do it. And I'm gonna be straight out with you. Marriage is between one man and one woman. Nothing else. Marriage is between one man and one woman. And that is it. Kids, I think everyone should have kids. You know, I think, you know, even though the world is so messed up these days, it's important to have kids because they are children of God. And God knew you before you were even in the womb. Yes. Therefore shall a man leave his father and mother and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh. Exactly, yes. That's from the King James. I'm actually reading NIV. But yeah, that is why man leaves his father and mother and is united to his wife and they become one flesh, yes. That is Genesis 2:24. Children are even considered a blessing of God, yes. That gets me into my abortion thing. But I will talk about the family and stuff first. Let's see here. And obviously, Proverbs 5:19. Ooh, actually, let me switch to my other screen here. Let me switch to my other screen so we can have this. Okay, there we go. And I can be right here. So yes, this is why man leaves his father and mother and is united to his wife, and they become one flesh. I need to. Okay, there we go. Proverbs 5:19. Let me see here. Proverbs. Let me see. Proverbs. What was it? 5:19. Hold on, I need to fix this. Okay, there we go. Okay. Yes. 19. A loving doe, a graceful deer may her breast satisfy you always, may you never be intoxicated with her love. Also, hi Jay. Okay, so if we go to Ephesians, where's Ephesians? Oh gosh, I'm so bad at finding books in the Bible. There it is. Ephesians 5:25. Hi Titan, hello. Sorry, I'm like, no worries at all. Welcome in. But yes, husbands, love your wives just as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her. Oh yes. I think husbands need to be the leader and of course still respect and love their wives very much. Yes. But it also says here on 24 it says no. Now as the church submits to Christ, so also wives should submit to their husbands in everything. Yes, I agree with that. Yes. So yeah, you know, we need to respect each other. Wives need to submit to their husbands and husbands need to, oops, my bad. I will change that. Hold on. There we go. Okay. I need a separate tab. There we go. But yes, wives need to be respectful to their husbands. Husbands need to be respectful to their wives. Love them like the church. Love them like Christ loved the church. That's what I meant to say. Yes. For this reason, a man will leave his father and mother and be united to his wife, and the two will become one flesh. Can you not do that? Okay. Yes, I like this one too. Ephesians 5:31. For this reason, a man will leave his father and mother and be united to his wife, and two will become one flesh. So, a husband needs to leave, and, obviously, husbands need to do, let's see, what comes first, right? God, above all. God comes above all. Spouse, mother, child, or no, sorry. I meant to say child, mother. Husbands need to put God first, then their spouse, then their children, then their mother. That is the way. Hello, Rabbit. Hello, welcome in. Where are we in this lesson? We just started, so we're just talking about marriage and children and stuff for biblical standpoints. But yes. Oh, thank you. I will drink water. I'm early if you think about it. Hi, Mikey. Hello. Hello, hello. However, each one of you must also love his wife as he loves himself, and the wife must respect her husband. Yes, that is... Yeah. Also, I'm reading from NIV, if you don't know. I'm reading from the NIV. Mama talks to me differently on the server than on Twitch. No. I talk to you the same. So, and it's like the people these days, like, that aren't, obviously that are worldly, they think, oh, wives and husbands are the same. They need to give just as much effort. Like, obviously, well, yes, they need to give much effort, but they think, oh, well, women need to also bring home the bacon, as they say. So it's, it's like, no. Obviously women can work if they want, but I think the husbands being in charge, being, the leader, is what needs to happen. And I think if that doesn't happen, and God is not in the center of your relationship, I think a lot of things could go wrong. I think relationships like that don't tend to stay together. Are you getting married to River? I hope so, yeah. Are we discussing the verse about wives that everyone takes out of context and gets mad over? Yeah, I haven't gotten into that specifically, but yeah. Yeah, everyone gets upset at the wives submitting to their husbands. It's like, yeah, this one. Now, as the church submits to Christ, so also wives should submit to their husbands in everything. Everyone takes that as, like, I don't know. I feel like people take that as slavery. I don't know how else to put it, but I think worldly people like to make it out to be a bad thing. Like, oh, what do you mean by submit? You mean the wives should be slaves? Like, no, that's not what that means. In a way, yes, she can work, though Proverbs 31 does describe it more so like a homemaker type, so it's not as heavy as what a husband does for work. Exactly, exactly. I think wives work just as hard, but in their own way. So usually they stay home, clean the house, take care of the kids, stuff like that, while the husband goes to work and earns the dough. Also, ad incoming, guys. Sorry about the ads. I won't get too much into it while ads are running, but ads are incoming. Yeah. Yeah, people on the internet, the wives versus, yes. People like to take those out of context and yeah. They're like, ew, that's gross. No. Because also, if you read the next verse, husbands, love your wives just as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her. So, husbands also need to love their wives, make her holy, cleansing. Her by the washing with water through the word, and to present herself, and to present her to himself as a radiant church without stain or wrinkle or any other blemish, but holy and blameless. In this same way, husbands ought to love their wives as their own bodies. He who loves his wife loves himself. So basically, if you want a happy marriage, husbands, love your wives. Wives, love your husbands. Wives, love your husbands. Okay, let me start over. If you want a happy marriage, husbands, love your wives like Christ loved the church. Wives, love your husbands. Submit to them, be respectful. But both of you work hard. Yes. After all, no one ever hated their own body, but they care for their body just as Christ does the church. For we are members of his body. Yes. So also, sorry, I lost my thought. Oh my gosh. Husband and wives are a team. They work together. None of us is beneath the other. They're equals. Exactly. Yes, they are equals. But, the husband should be like the main, like the leader. He is the lead of the house. That is how it should be. Yes. But they are equal. Worldly people don't agree with that. They're like, "No, the wife should be the leader, or both of them should be the leader." But yeah, the ads are now cool. I will wait a bit. But yeah.
This is a good Valentine's Day chapter.
Yeah. We're in the Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day. I'm waiting for the ads here. Okay, we are back. Hello, welcome back from the ads. So let's see here. But yes, as I was saying, husband and wives are equal. Yes, equal value. We are all children of God. But husbands should be the leader of the household. But still respecting their wives and loving them, taking care of them, and all that. Basically, it literally says you should be willing to lay down your life for your wife. Yep, exactly. Yes. Again, husbands need to put their spouse first. Well, God, of course. God is above all. But after that, then he puts his spouse first. John 3:16, but that is not to take an excuse to continue to sin because sin destroys and God is all-knowing and can't be fooled. You're right, warrior. Thank you. Yes. But yeah, again, worldly people take it at like where is it? Uh the wives should submit to their husbands. Um but if you take a look at like this verse right here, now as the church submits to Christ. Oh.
Wait, so you're saying I have to die to have a wife? Sorry, I tend to joke too much sometimes. I'll shut up now.
Thank you, Titan, for the biddies. Yes, you have to die. Yes. No. But Ephesians 5:24 says, "Now as the church submits to Christ, so also wives should submit to their husbands in everything." So when the Bible says submit, that doesn't mean like slavery when as people would take that in the worldly view. It just means like he's the leader, so we have to respect him. Yes. Men can often see respect as more important, and I guess women can see love as more important. Yeah, I agree, yes. People take it the wrong way. This one, 23 says, "For the husband is the head of the wife, as Christ is the head of the church, his body of which he is the savior." Literally says right there. "For the husband is the head of the wife, as Christ is the head of the church." Literally. People be like, "Where in the Bible does it say husbands are the head or the leader?" Give them Ephesians 5:23. Right here. Yes. Oh, sorry, I wasn't scrolled up. There we go. Right here. Yes. But yeah, people take it wrong, of course. They cherry pick and are like, "Ew, gross. Wives submitting to their husbands." Now, obviously, like the word submit, I think isn't modernized enough. So it may sound a little odd to people. Like even me, like I'm like the word submit is a little like I'm not a huge fan of that word, but like the meaning behind it and, obviously the modern term submit is a little different. So it's, obviously that's why people have problems with it, but it was kind of submit is kind of a strong word. Yeah. But I think it was different in the time, so as a guy, I think where some people misinterpret this verse is that it is the husband forcing the wife to submit, as opposed to the wife submitting on their own accord. A good husband is someone who loves his wife and she wants to submit to. That's my take anyway. Yeah, no, I kind of agree with that. Yeah. People do take it as like the husbands are forcing their wives to like submit. I think that's a good way to put it. A lot of people take it that way when that is absolutely not what is happening. um Obviously wives do it on their own accord. Yes. So, obviously that is that. But if we go to, let's see. Where is it? If we go to Colossians 18, wives, submit yourself to your husband as fitting in the Lord. Husbands, love your wives and do not be harsh with them. Children, obey your parents in everything, for this pleases the Lord. So it's basically saying mutual and mutual submission and affection, between both. Many words back then, J's different meanings now, so it's easier for people these days to misinterpret the Bible. Yes, I agree. Yes. But that's why you have to kind of just have common sense. And just be like, oh yeah, this is the Bible. It, it speaks differently, but it means same thing, yeah. So. But people definitely take it the wrong way for sure. But obviously, and then children, of course. Children, obey your parents and everything, for this pleases the Lord. Right here. So children should also obey their parents as well. But yeah. It's kind of the same thing. I was reading this just now. Slaves, obey your earthly masters and everything. Basically the same thing. It's the same thing with the word slaves. The word slaves is more modernized these days, and so it means like really bad, like hard labor, or just other things that aren't appropriate. uh I think slaves is a strong word these days, a very strong word these days. I think slaves in the Bible, I think the word more meant like servant, I think it's more about the word like servant, I'd say. But of course, people take it the wrong way these days. And they're like, oh, well, the Bible says slavery is a good thing. No. No. I also do want to talk about how people these days also take marriage for granted. Um, you know, it's like some people will get married on a whim and just be like, yeah, I want to marry this person, and I just, like, and Christ is not in the center of it, and it's like, well, bond slaves. Yeah, exactly. And some people will wait like 10 years to get married to the person they love, and it's like, why wait? Why wait? Marriage is spiritual. Um, you can, yeah, I don't know why the cheer's not working, Titan. I think, I think you might be doing it wrong. I don't know. You can be a slave to your career/job these days. Exactly, yes. But yeah, marriage is spiritual. Um, it's, about one man and one woman becoming one flesh, you know, um, nothing else. It can't be anything else. If you're getting married just because, or you're getting married and you know, you're homosexual, it's like that's going against God's design. What is the command for cheer? You did it before, didn't you? I think you have to put a space between the number and cheer, I think. Oh yes, they take it for granted far too much, and it ruins the perspective of what it's meant to be. There's also others who idolize the romanticized version of it too, which is sad. Marriage is also not just love; it's choosing to love. It's not just about like romantic, mushy gushy love. It's like, sure, there is that in the marriage, but it's not going to be like that all the time. Hi, Sunny. Hello. Um, but yeah, also Titan, maybe try like the actual cheer button. I don't know. Maybe you could try that. Um, but what was I saying? Lot can wait because they don't get anything out of it. They already live together and whatnot. Exactly, yeah. Um, and it's like, yeah, and also living together before marriage, depending on the circumstance, obviously, but like alone. Alone or maybe with roommates. No. Living together before marriage is a no-no. Um, but you know, yeah, people don't realize that marriage is spiritual and it's supposed to be God-centered. Um, it's yeah. And people like to wait or people like to, just get married on a whim, and it's like it holds a lot more meaning, and of course love isn't the, you're choosing to love somebody. You have to like, you know obviously you fell in love with this person, you want to marry them, yes, but thank you,
I
Titan.
found the button. Boomer identified.
um but obviously, like, marriage is going to be really hard. At times, you're not going to feel love at all. Like, sometimes it'll be really hard and you won't feel love, you won't feel romance. That's what marriage is, though. It's going to be like that sometimes. It could be like that for months or years. But you work through it with your partner. You work through it. And eventually it'll be better again. And then it might get bad again, but then you work through that again. It's people also get divorce, which divorce is a big no-no as well. Divorce is not biblical. When you marry somebody, you are committed for life. There's no way out. The only way out is like abuse, probably. Adultery or abuse, which it says in the Bible, that's when divorce is okay, is abuse or adultery. So, but other than that, you need to work through your problems. Work through your problems. Don't just get a divorce. People these days, they have one really bad fight and they're like, well, guess we need to get a divorce. No, that's why communication is best. Communication, working things out. You need to just work on your marriage. Go get marriage counseling if you really need to. It's yeah. That's what a lot of people just take marriage for granted these days. They really do. I would love to get married and have kids someday, but I've been hurt too much and it's hard for me to trust when it comes to romantic relationships. I feel like I'm still healing, but it's still hard for me to be vulnerable with others and I'm still single because of that. Oh. Mindframe, thank you for the follow, and Titan, thank you for another biddies.
Most people don't want to work through their marriages. That's why they always fail. They think they should move on to another person. The devil is a tricky little.
Yeah. And Night. I think, if you still want to get married, I just say pray about it, you know. Um I'm going to talk about myself for a minute here. I've been through some relationships. I've been through some good ones, but I've also been through some not great ones. Um and that really hurt me a lot, like a lot. I was scarred, really. I've been hurt quite a few times through relationships. And I've been through a relationship where the guy just didn't treat me right, you know? Um and it kind of hurt me, and so I had trouble trusting. Um when you find the right person, that person's going to help you through that hurt. Um, you know, River, my boyfriend right now, he is wonderful to me. He is the best relationship I've ever had by far because I'm hoping to marry him at some point. Um, he's helped me through the hurt. He really has. Like, at the beginning I even said, I remember, he's helped me through just tough anxiety times, and I'm like, it might take me a while to trust again. It might take me a little bit. And he's like, take all the time you need. I'm here, you know. And he's helped me through trust issues, and he's helped me through it. Um, when you find the right person, that person's gonna help you through the hurt. Don't give up. I know it's really hard to to get past relationships. I had a bad breakup myself, like a little over a year ago. But when you find the right person, um, that those relationships just disappear. Like it's like, you know, I am really glad I went through those relationships. They helped me kind of learn and everything what a true relationship should be like. Um, and but when you find a true godly man or woman, uh it's going to be different. So, shouldn't I be healed and whole before I go into a relationship so I don't accidentally hurt them because of things I've been through? Well, I think if you find the right person, communication is going to be key. Like at the beginning of the excuse me, at the beginning of the relationship, you have to cover some deep territory. You have to be like, "Hey, this is what I'm thinking. This is what I'm going through. I'm sorry if it's going to take me some time." You know, me and River, obviously, we had some pretty deep talks at the beginning of our relationship about what we've been through, about what we need to do. And we talked about communication. Communication is the key here. So obviously, I think healing is fine if you want to take some time to heal and work on yourself a bit. I think that's okay. But when the person comes along, you are going to want to like be with them and they will help you through it. If they are the right person, they will help you through it. Hi, daughter of Zion. Hello. Not necessarily. It depends on the issues. You cannot be healed and whole without Christ. And honestly, unlikely you will ever be fully healed. Exactly. Yes. I think so. Yes. Sometimes working through issues with your partner is a gift and helps you both grow closer to each other, grow personally, and grow closer to Christ. Exactly. I think, me and River have been dating for a little over 3 months now. Thank you, Titan.
I have some stories to tell y'all in Discord one day. Also sorry for the constant interruptions. This is the best way I can send a fast message.
No worries, I don't mind. But yeah, so me and River have been dating for a little over 3 months. And we've gotten so close. I have never been closer with anybody before. And I feel like I've known him forever. Those 3 months we've had time to time, we've had pretty deep conversations about like just life and what we want from each other and what's at the center of our relationship, Christ, of course. But we've grown closer because of those deep conversations. On nights I've broken down crying because of my anxiety and what I've been thinking. We've grown closer because of those things. When you communicate with your partner, you grow closer. And he's helped me through so much. So that's how I know that River is the right one. That's why I know that this relationship is Christ-centered and God brought him to me. So when did you start begin reading the Bible? I'm a Christian, so hi Phoenix. I am a Christian. So I've read the Bible my whole life, really. I've never read through the whole thing though, but I'm actually doing that now. Not on the stream, but you know what I mean. Trouble is finding someone, especially someone single. Yes, it can be very difficult. Trust me, I know. I thought I was going to be pretty lonely for a long time. I didn't think I would ever find anybody. But God works in mysterious ways and his timing is crazy. His timing is wonderful. Me and River always are like, "Dang, God's timing was so awesome. Like what the heck?" um God works in mysterious ways, you know. I think someone will come along when you least expect it. When you least expect it. I think, you know. And if you pray about it, pray about, you know, just finding someone, pray for your future partner. Pray for them. I would, you know, before I met River, I would actually pray for him before I even knew him. I would pray for him. Um, you know, for strength and, you know, um I still pray for him now. I think praying is very powerful and we all need prayer. So yeah, I think, you know, if you want someone in your life, pray about it. Um, God, I think will give it to you. Just, it's his timing, you know? You gotta wait for his timing.
Just like my drill sergeant said, if God wants you to have a wife, he will issue you one. It will happen on God's time, not yours.
Exactly. Yes. To be honest, when I met River, I think honestly, it was probably the time where I was least expecting it. Like I just wasn't looking for anyone at that time and I was, you know. So, it's kind of crazy. It really is. It really is. It's absolutely insane. how God's timing works. It's really awesome. But yeah. Now, obviously, marriage is hard. It can be really hard. It's something to work at, but it's worth it in the end. Oh, thank you for the drink water. Let me do that real quick. But I honestly, when you meet the right person, I would go through I would go through I would go through my entire life, all the hardships, all the everything, if I knew I was going to be with River in the end. I really would. Like I really, really would. Of the hard parts, the moments you both recognize those things are the times where your love is tested. Be sure to have more love for each other and the things y'all's dislike about each other, especially when it's about the very sensitive things that hurt you both. Exactly. Yes. When God placed River before you, how did you know he was the one? Was there a sign or was it just a feeling? So obviously when me and River first met up, for a date, I was very like, you know, this probably isn't gonna be it, you know, and so I didn't get my hopes up. Um, but the first date just kind of went well, like, you know, I think to be honest, the first date is so blurry because of the surrealness. Um, but I think after like a few dates, um, you kind of just like you kind of know. um, W River. um, obviously you fall in love with the person, but also you fall in love with their love for Christ. Um, I think I knew I wanted to marry River after like a month. Maybe not even a month. I think after like 3 weeks, I was like, yeah, I want to marry River. um, yeah, it's crazy. Um, and Rivers said the same thing to me. He said he knew he wanted to marry me after like a few weeks. Obviously we're not engaged yet, but we actually do plan on getting married. We do. If only good women like you said that about me. I feel like I'm the one to always feel that way. Trust me, I know that feeling. I know that feeling. I never thought someone would love me like River does. It's crazy. Having a guy obsessed with me is absolutely insane. Hi, Fixum. Yes, I long but wanted to say hi. Hi, Fixum. No worries. But yeah, no, I know the feeling. I never thought someone would love me, you know, the way he does, but he does. And it's very surreal. It still is, honestly. We've been dating for a little over 3 months, and it's like, whoa. It's still very, like, wow. How is this happening? Sometimes I can't believe that River is like an actual person. It's so weird. Like when you meet the right person, it's like, how do you exist? Clapper, hello, welcome in. Hello, hello. I'm so glad for River in your life, Momo. Thank you, Corn. Yeah, we are planning on getting married at some point. He is saving for a ring. He's told me he's told me that. Because I think he wanted to do it sooner, but he couldn't because money. But yeah. I'm very happy with River, and I know like I am 100% certain that we're getting married and we're going to live life together. So, and this is definitely Christ-centered, so I'm very happy. I'm glad that you feel that way. God will watch over both of y'all. Thank you. A ring, yeah! I'm excited. Animation, Sony, hello, welcome. Hello, Sony. Hello. Welcome in. Thank you for the follow. It's awesome. You're both serious. Just pray. You both can steward such a blessing. Makes me glad to see you both have such a wonderful gift. Thank you, Tenchi. Yeah, I'm very happy. Obviously we've had some some pretty intense moments together, and because like obviously I have anxiety problems, and so I've had some pretty intense moments, but he's helped me through them so much. So much. And obviously we both are not perfect. We both have flaws. But River's perfect for me. He is. I saw the word biblical and clicked instantly. Well, welcome in. We're just talking about marriage at the moment. We're talking about how marriage is biblical and spiritual, and that people these days take it for granted. But welcome in. But yeah, I was just talking about my relationship for a bit. Oh, thank you for the drink water. Thank you. But welcome in everybody who's just joining. Hello, welcome. I am Momo. I am a Christian variety bird sprite VTuber. But yeah, no, the relationship I've been going through is absolutely crazy. I could gush about him for hours. I really could. But yeah, obviously, like, you know, you gotta talk about really heavy stuff, which some people don't want to do. You gotta talk about really heavy stuff to your partner before you get married as well. People obviously don't want to do that. It's like, oh, that's uncomfortable, that's awkward. It is, but you need to talk about it, or else it's not gonna go well. You need to talk to your partner. Communication is one of the top things in a relationship. Need to talk to your partner. And of course, Christ should be at the center. But yeah, that's kind of my take on marriage. Marriage is good. I think if you can get married, have kids, do a gush about him, let's hear it. I'm all for it. Oh boy. I could. He's wonderful. He's wonderful. He holds the door open for me. He literally does not let me touch doorknobs. If I do, he makes a mad face at me if I touch a doorknob. He's like, no. I'm too clingy and love too deeply, and that's scared women away. In the past, I'm kind of scared to show how much I love now. I think if you scare a woman away because of that, I think that's not the right person. Me and River are very clingy with each other. And we love each other very deeply. So it's yeah. Love that good boyfriend. He's a good boyfriend. He's a good boyfriend. Like Fern from Freera and Mad Faces. Yeah. Yes. 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 If I open my car door, he'll slam it back shut and he'll just stand there making a mad face at me. until he opens it again. That's really funny. It's chivalry in our way as men that we're doing our job to serve you. Sometimes I do it just to rage bait him though. I like rage baiting him, okay. I'll do it just to rage bait him. It's really funny. He knows it's a joke. He knows it's a joke. But yeah, no. I like to rage bait him. So. Oh boy. But yeah, relationships can be tough. They can be really tough. But honestly, it's worth it. It's so worth it. I pray for anyone who's looking for a partner. I pray that God will give you strength in waiting. You know, I know the waiting phase is a doozy and very hard. Trust me, I know. But I pray that, you know, you have strength, your partner, your future spouse has strength as well. So yeah. It's just, it can be a very hard thing. Yeah. It can be really rough. But it's worth it in the end, trust me, it is. Coming from someone who's been through a lot of hurt. I've been through a lot of hurt relationships. Hello, Hexalar. Hello, welcome in. Hello. How are you doing? But yeah, I've been through a lot of hurt. So coming from someone who's been through a lot of hurt relationships and someone who has literally had a mental breakdown because I thought I was gonna be alone forever. Take it from me. It is worth the wait. It's definitely worth it. And I'm very happy where I'm at. Doing okay. I'm glad you're doing all right. Welcome in. We're kind of talking about some biblical standpoints here. We're talking about marriage at the moment. And I know, trust me, the waiting phase can be really hard. But God has your back. God has so much more than even what you're asking for. Trust me, he does. God's timing is crazy. Let me see here. Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. But yeah, so to go into the next topic, it kind of merges in with marriage, obviously, like have kids. Kids, I'm gonna talk about children. Children are a gift from God. God has known you even before you were in the womb. There is a verse on that. Let me see. I forget what verse it is. Jeremiah 1:5. That's right. Jeremiah 1. Jeremiah 1:5. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. So, I appoint you as a prophet to the nations. As someone who's an uncle, I can attest. Children are a gift from God. And obviously, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. So, I'm gonna get into abortion here in a sec. Children are a gift from God. Abortion is murder. That child that has been created right at conception, that is a child from God. That is a gift from God. And abortion is murder, no matter what the stage. No matter what the stage. People will get abortions at like 32 weeks. that is, like, if you look at a baby, like, look up on Google, baby at 32 weeks. That is a baby. Very clearly. Abortion is the worst. It is. It is. Like, if you look up a picture of a baby at 32 weeks, that is crazy that someone would kill a baby like that. Just even like anytime though. Abortion is wrong. It's murder. Because God knew you before you were in the womb. Abortion is not okay in any circumstance. It is not. Obviously people will be like, "Oh, but I was raped and stuff, you know." Well, we don't defeat an evil with another evil, you know? That poor little defenseless baby does not have a choice in the matter. It's, you know, it's heartbreaking. 100% on board with you here, Momo. As a Christian, you ought to not have an abortion. Yes. I once saw a video about it once and I literally cried. It's literally murder. I think people who think abortion's okay, especially like later stages, I think they just don't know what it means. Like, I don't think they fully understand what it is. But let me see here. I saw this quote the other day: when someone is pregnant, she is not expecting a child, she already has one. She is not going to be another mother, she already is a mother. Baby is not on the way. The baby has already arrived. If we're going to change the way society treats unborn children, we have to change the way we talk about them. Excuse me, I hiccuped. But yes, I was preaching about it and showed a video around, and out of curiosity, I watched it. Like I said, I cried after watching it. It's really horrible. Yeah. People don't understand, and those who do ignore the inconvenient truth because it hurts too much to consider. I know ladies who have gotten one. They know they are a murderer, but they can't face it, so they say abortion is fine. Yeah. I think some people, though, just don't know. Like, I think a lot of people do, but I think some people just don't know, like, what it actually is. There has been... You mean, I hiccuped. Let's see here. Sorry, I had to yawn. They think they just take a pill and that's it. Yep. So in 2024, there were 1 million abortions. 1,038,000 abortions. In just 2024. In the first half of 2025, there were 591,000 abortions. That is insane. How many abortions? Let's see. How about how many abortions have there been since 1980? That is a lot. Okay. So basically, there's been about 1 million abortions every year since 1980. That is heartbreaking. There's been about 1 million abortions every year since 1980. Abortion is a violation of a doctor's oath and the mother's ability to protect her young. That act is covered in Satanism. I've suffered an abortion through my ex, even though I never had a say in it. Yeah. Quarter of American Gen Zers are not here because of abortion. Nearly 50% of UK Gen Zers are not here for the same reason. It's, yeah. It's really heartbreaking. It's, hold on. Let me see here. But you know, the Bible says murder is wrong. And that's just what abortion is. Murder is wrong. He knew you before you were in the womb. So when you were created at conception and you are murdered, that is that. That is what it is. Abortion is just plain up murder. So that means there have been millions and millions of murders since 1980. Basically what that means. Hi Creepy Pro, hello, welcome in. Yeah, there have been millions and millions of murders over the years. It's absolutely insane. I just, like, abortion is horrible. And preventable murders, in a sense. They are prevented. They are preventable. Also, hello, Daunted, hello. They are, yeah, they could have been prevented. Literally. They literally just could have said, nah, I won't get this abortion. It's like, that's it. That's it. It's absolutely heartbreaking, the amount of just murder that's happened. Also, mind you, that's just in the US. That's in the US. So that's, yeah. And it's sad because obviously some people just don't know the, like, extent of an abortion either. You know, so it's, because obviously, I don't know. I feel like if, I would hope anyway, that if you watch a video of a baby being aborted at like 32 weeks, I would hope you would change your mind about getting your abortion. Other countries is way higher. It messes with women's heads too. Yeah, being a woman myself, I know that abortion is murder. I would never get an abortion. Nope. 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 And some people will even say, "Oh, well, like what if getting an abortion's the only way to save the mother and the baby and all that, or like save the mother, I guess." Actually, there is less than, I think it's 0.1% of a chance of that happening. Like that an abortion will save the mother. Like during labor. Like if she's gonna die, if the woman's gonna die and they say, "Oh, an abortion will save you," you know how rare that is? It's 0.1, less than 0.1% of that happening. 0.1, less than 0.1 percent chance of that happening. I think that would be the only time I would say abortion is right. But that just doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. So, abortion is just wrong. Abortion is wrong no matter what. I think that, you know, just, obviously the 0.1%, it's like nothing. Like, that's never happening. Maybe once in, like, I don't know, 1,000 years? Like, I don't know. It's the hill that pro-choice stands on for keeping abortion around, too. Yep. 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 Yup. But no, I think abortion is wrong no matter what. Yeah, it's wrong. It's murder, and you're murdering a child of God. You're murdering a precious, precious life. I could not imagine. I think if I ever had an abortion, I could not live with myself. I would feel so guilty. I would, yeah. I could not imagine honestly having one. It's, that's that's my child. That I don't care, if even if that child came from a bad circumstance, that is still a child. That is still a baby. That is still a child of God. We do not defeat evil with another evil. And that is my stance on that. We do not defeat evil with another evil. And people will not take that because they're like, oh, well, this and no. No. Here's a question. If the woman aborts but the man didn't get a say in it, is the father responsible as well? It's hard to say. I think no. I think no. Because if the woman just goes to get an abortion and the father just didn't know she was pregnant or something, then I'd say no. Yeah. I think that's horrible. I think that's a horrible thing to do. I think if a woman goes to get an abortion without the father knowing, pregnant, whether he knows that she's pregnant or not, I think that's a horrible thing. Like she chose to abort without the man's consent. Yeah, I don't think the man would be at fault. I don't think so. Babies have been viable for up to 22 weeks so far, but medical tech is always improving. Excuse me. I did hear one story about a woman going blind or something in Texas due to not being allowed to be treated due to being pregnant. That's though, but I wanted to say the baby is still worth it. Yes. I don't think, like, I don't know, if I was going through something but the doctors couldn't treat it because I was pregnant, I would still go through the pregnancy. Because that is a life. That is a life. It's not my convenience that is important. Titan, I'm sorry that happened. I pray that your ex, I pray that she turns to God. I do, I pray. I'm very sorry that happened though. But yeah, it's it's crazy. It's a crazy world we live in. I was thinking we could also watch some Charlie Kirk debates. Because I do like Charlie Kirk. Sorry for those of you who don't like Charlie Kirk, I do. So, yeah. Let me get that up actually. Okay. Let's do this one. This is an hour. I probably won't watch this. Oh, ignore that. Ignore the ads I have here. I probably won't watch this whole thing because it's an hour and 15 minutes, but we will watch this. Let's see here. Okay. Right. Cool. All right. Oop, that's not what I want. Okay. Oop, I switched my outfit by accident. Oopsie. No, stop it. I'm having technical difficulties. Be patient with me here. Okay, how do I... No. Wait. There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay. There we go. Perfect. Move it a little bit. There we go. Okay.
My name's Erin. I'm a really big fan and I'm really excited to see both of you. I'm a little stressed because I feel like I could ask about, gun violence. I could ask about anti-Semitism on campus. But I feel like with an opportunity like this, I would really appreciate some personal advice. I'm here at the University of Pittsburgh as a social work major and I'm really passionate about it. However, I have found that I'm leaning a little bit more Republican and I feel like I come at a standstill with that. And I really just want to get your advice moving forward for myself. There's some obvious things I think you can think that would conflict, obviously. I guess that's kind of my question. What advice do you have for me as a Republican aspiring social worker?
What would conflict?
I don't know how to say it properly.
I think I can help. The social work industry is very much about a perspective generally of that people in poverty are there permanently and not trying to break people out of poverty into the middle class or higher levels.
Right.
And that's why the Democrat Party and social work are very intertwined.
Right, exactly.
They view poverty not as a series of choices, but as a station in life that is immovable largely.
Right.
Is that fair to say?
That is fair to say. That's why my personal focus is on the children in underprivileged communities, because I personally feel like they don't choose to be put in that position. But I'm having a little bit of a difficult time empathizing with the older generation of underprivileged, and not in every community, but I don't know how to not sound bad. I know you are great at not sounding bad when you say stuff, but I don't want to say something that'll get me in trouble.
Well, here's one way to look at it. And Charlotte, that was helpful, actually. The Great Society from Lyndon Johnson. It was a series of policies that were designed to help underprivileged communities.
Right.
They hurt the very people they were supposed to help.
How?
Well, the reality is it created dependence on government. So you have a lot of single mothers, for example, that are paid more money not to have a man in the house than to have a man in the house because of the way the math of these aid programs
What do
work.
you mean?
Well, often the way the math of the aid is calculated is if you have an earning husband in the household, that actually causes you to disqualify for forms of federal aid that were designed to help you.
Right.
But actually, the best way to get kids in your own household ahead is in a two-parent household, because if you're raised in a two-parent household, you're less likely to end up in jail, less likely to end up in poverty,
This one's not as
more
interesting.
likely to graduate from high school.
Of poverty, which is you can come in. Do you see anything wrong with, I don't know, taking in 5% of the population of Haiti? If a legal person of poverty, which is not lack of asylum. The way that the asylum laws are written, the entire nation of Mexico applies under asylum. Do you think that
Trying to find a good one here.
I know how he's gonna turn.
criminal is, yeah.
There we go.
It's so sad. It's because if you want to really get down to it, at the core, and she's a very sweet person who was there, the left cannot define core terms. Criminal, woman, racist, democracy.
Do you feel proud of yourself for debating college kids who are unprepared to speak in front of an audience like yourself? Hold on. You're 30 years old. We can agree you're 30 years old, right? Do you think that's a little bit silly?
Are you a voter?
I am a voter. I'm a
So
registered
I
voter.
vote and you vote. So I'm talking to voters of this country that will determine the future of Western civilization. That's what I'm doing. Yeah? Wait, hold on. How is it any different than a professor talking to you?
You really
And that
got
professor
her.
Talking to you? Who are you?
Well, important enough for you to come up to a microphone.
Actually, when I first saw this ad, I thought it was like an improv comedy thing. It looked so ridiculous that I didn't even think it was real.
Well, no, you could see. Look how popular Trump is on your campus. How does that make you feel? That's not comedy. That is a 5-alarm fire for Kamala Harris because she's probably going to lose Pennsylvania.
Look,
But no, I just want to be clear. Is there something wrong with talking to voters?
no, there's nothing wrong with talking.
Well, that's
to
what we're
voters.
doing here today. It's an open
I
mic.
think that you push
Also,
a
ads
dangerous
incoming, guys.
agenda.
I'll pause the
Such
video
as?
when the ads come.
Your stance on abortion rights, for example.
Okay, so
let me ask a question. What is your name?
Jean.
Gene, and what is your understanding of the current Republican Party's stance on federal intervention in abortion?
Well, I know that they want to bring it back to the states, right?
So it sounds like you do know that the Republican Party's current stance on abortion is they're against a federal ban on abortion.
I do
And we're
understand
talking about
that,
a
yes.
presidential election as the
Yes.
abortion.
Here, I will pause while ads go through. Sorry about the ads, guys. Make sure you subscribe. I'm kidding. But yeah. I like Charlie Kirk's standpoints. He makes really good points. And I think I agree with most of the things he says. I don't agree with everything, but I Titan. But I agree with most of the stuff he says. I could not debate like him though. I could not. Oh, River, I said sorry about the joke I said earlier to him. Oh. I mean, I'm not with him right now. I don't know. What was the joke you made? I tend to joke a lot when I feel like I know people. Oh no, you're good, Titan, you're good. You are good. About him looking like Arnold when he works out. No, that's totally fine. He's a big silly guy. He likes jokes a lot, so it's okay. Totally okay. He's a joker. He's a joker. But yeah, no. This lady obviously doesn't know what she's talking about. I think she's mostly up here to be like, you suck. Charlie. So I have a feeling he'll be a good friend of mine. I'm glad. I hope you guys become good friends. I hope we can be friends. But yeah, no, I think this lady just is up here to be like, you suck. You're dumb. You don't know what you're talking about. I feel like that's why she's doing this. All right, ads are over. Welcome back.
Election that we're talking about here.
I understand that, yes.
Great. So again, I think.
And she
this open
turns into
dialogue
one
is great.
called
I
out
think
to
it's
be
great you're
dumb,
here
yeah.
challenging Charlie, and I think it's great that he's willing to travel campuses across this country to talk to the next generation. We need more conversation. Now, where's the disagreement, though, on content? Because you could criticize style or why you're talking to people
Listen,
or dunk on someone personally, but where do you actually disagree with
I
the
agree
substance?
with the way that you edit content and specifically frame it so that people look bad talking to you. The way that you edit your content.
we post unedited content.
Got her.
Let me just ask you one thing though, because personal insults can fly in all directions. Where is an area where you have a disagreement with the conservative movement, with Donald Trump, with Charlie Kirk, perhaps with myself? I was a presidential candidate last year. I think we need to talk about that more in the open, and the more we do, the stronger our country is going to be. We got a long line of people, but I want to hear from you one substantive area where you have an authentic disagreement, and I'd be glad to address it. I'm sure Charlie would too.
Just in
Anything.
political.
Relating to any political topic where you have a disagreement. Let's air it.
Okay. I disagree with some of the laws that are being pushed in Congress that are against the LGBTQ community and the trans community.
Okay, so let's talk about that.
Mm.
I'm going to give you my view, and then I want to hear yours.
Okay.
My view is that if you're a fully grown adult, 18 or above, you're free to live how you want, dress how you want, marry who you want if you want, if you're over the age of 18.
I agree.
But you are not free to indoctrinate children in schools who are not yet of the age of consent. You are not free, just as you're a 17-year-old or a 15-year-old can't get a tattoo on their own.
I very much agree with that. I was actually literally having a conversation with River, I think it was yesterday, about this kind of thing. Kids should not be able to get, like, they should not be able to get hormone blockers. They should not. No. I think honestly, even 18's pretty young, but I think if you're 18 or older, 21 or older maybe, you can do whatever you want. You can live the way you want, but children should not be making those types of decisions for themselves because children don't know better. Some kids think they're like, I don't know, some kids are like, oh, I want to be a kitty when I grow up. Like, you're gonna let that child yeah, kids should not be able to make those kinds of choices at any age like that. That's a no-no. That's a no-no from me. That's a no-no from me. Children should not be making big decisions like that. That will ruin their lives. That will literally ruin their lives. So
I don't think that you should be able to go or until the age of 18. And so the lines that I draw here is that men are free to claim to be women and swim in swimming pools. You're not free to claim trophies in a women's sports competition. You're not free to enter a women's locker room. You're not free to change a language. And you're not free to actually indoctrinate our children who are under the age of 5 in schools. Do we agree on the fact that adults should be able to live freely while still treating children differently? If so, we're on the same side of this issue.
Listen, I agree with the majority
she said listen.
of what you said. However, I don't think that you're understanding the implications of the laws that are trying to be passed.
Look, we got a head start in the conversation. We got a long line behind you. But my only ask is, forget the personal attacks or the stylistic attacks. Focus on substance. The more we debate that, the stronger we're going to be as a country. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
I don't think you're focusing on substance, though. That's the issue.
Hold on. What? He intentionally tried to provoke substance out of you.
Clips of women like this is why I want to repeal the 19th Amendment. No, I hate towards you, Momo. People like this are just like, they don't know what they're talking about. I'm pretty sure most of these people that come up to the microphone don't do their research. They just want to come up and make Charlie look like the bad guy. Make Christians look like the bad guy. Yeah, it's not great. It's not great, honestly. Not cool. But it's like we need to confront them as Christians. Yes, I agree. But, you know, it's like you can plant a seed in these people, the people of the world. You can plant seeds in them, but there's really no convincing them. They have to make the choice. They have to, you know, they have to come to terms with all that, you know. So
And you said, well,
you're not gonna like change their mind on the spot. That's the hard part. That's the hard part to accept. You're not gonna change their mind in 2 seconds.
worried about some laws Congress should pass. I have to ask, what laws are you talking about? Can you be specific?
I'm sorry, I'm very nervous, but this is what you do. This is what you do. You take people and you put them under the spotlight. And you
Whoops.
Well, hold on. I didn't ask.
God said there are certain types of people not to waste your time on. Yeah. Yep.
Or you to come up here. You voluntarily came to the front of the line. You didn't have to do that.
You're purposely antagonizing people on campus, asking
How?
people to come up by spreading your weird agenda.
How? What agenda is
Hi,
that?
Galloway. Nice sleepy outfit. Thank you.
So Charlie, I'll say this. We'll end on this and we'll go to the next question. When I was 18, I'm not going to blame you for this. I also took for granted a lot of the stuff that the media force-fed me, because that's what you know at the age of 18. You say there are some vague laws making their way through Congress that are hostile to trans community.
Know how?
I don't think those laws actually exist, but I don't blame you if that's what the cable media is feeding you. But let's get to the specifics, and then we're able to actually have an open dialogue. That's one of the things I've learned over the last 20 years.
I think that the issue is we're getting our media from different sources. Both people are getting media from these skewed sources.
Oh, Corn, thank you for that gift sub. Thank you. Yeah, she just doesn't want to have a proper conversation. It should have been me. Help desk guy, thank you for subbing with Prime. Thank you. Oh boy. But yeah, no. That's the problem with worldly people. They will not want to have a conversation with you. They will not want to have a civil conversation with you. They're going to say you are a horrible person. We will say, "Can you give me proof of this and this?" And they will not. That's kind of the gist of it. They will not give you proof. They can't. They just can't.
Facts that you're presenting.
So often these moments, a lot of kids don't want an actual conversation. Sadly, they just want to debate their point and then not accept any pushback. But I do enjoy watching these. Exactly, yeah. I enjoy watching these too. I used to watch a lot of Charlie Kirk actually, before he passed. But yeah.
Are not always correct.
And that's why we're here with no TV screens between us. So people who have policy-based substantive disagreements, we invite those. I think that's how we're going to get our country back. And as it relates to trans, which you brought up, 18 or above, you're free to live how you want. You're not free to force that onto somebody else, or especially kids. And if we agree on that, we make some progress.
Thank you. Disagreements,
yes.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay, so I tend to lean liberal on a lot of issues, but specifically on immigration, when I hear about like the Haitians in Ohio, closer, yeah, taking over cities, and the thing about eating people's pets, I don't know if that's true.
It is true.
But I was wondering if you could speak a little bit on that specifically, and I'm kind of torn on the election, so if you could also speak on if we have more instances like that in the future if Kamala Harris gets voted.
Yeah, it's a great. First of all, thank you for coming up to the mic. And I want to try to win you over as a liberal for Donald Trump. So you're going to give me a chance, okay?
I will, sir.
All right, okay. That is a true open mind. So I appreciate that. Number one, we have accepted 5% of the Haitian population in this country in the last couple years. I have nothing against Haitians. I know some Haitians. We can all agree when you accept 5% of any country's population, in addition to all the other mass migration we have, it's too much, it's unsustainable, and a government must start from this core premise. It must have an obligation to fulfill a better life for its own citizens before it opens its border to non-citizens. It's a very, very basic, fundamental thing. And as I...
Ooh, the whole immigrants thing. Oh boy. I think, immigrants need to be here, like, legally. And I think that I'm gonna say it. ICE is doing their jobs. Look, I'm not a huge fan of ICE. I'm not like yay ICE or anything, but ICE is doing their jobs. ICE is, you know, they're doing what they have to do. If you go against law enforcement physically, you're gonna be punished. That's kind of how it works, you know? I wanted to get that out there, sorry. I know I've said it before, but I just want to get that out there. Just want to get that out there.
I said earlier, everybody in this audience.
This one's not as exciting. Hold on, I'm gonna look at a different one.
So which way you
Computer engineer here at UW-Madison. I'm about to graduate. And there's a lot that I've found through research and...
Fine, that's your contention, but I take a classical view of marriage.
Based on, like, what is that based on what?
Listen to this girl.
1964.
Yes.
Okay, tree, and all of a sudden...
There's a lot of...
I was gonna say.
I can't.
Yeah, well, you lied to get a hat, and that shows your character.
I didn't lie. I said I would wear it. You said if you wear it.
I said
you
only
have
if you
it.
vote, but that's fine. All right, next question.
Hello.
Okay.
Hi. About that.
There's a process, and it's why even legal immigrants hate those who come in illegally. They're cutting the process, which also hurts them. Have you noticed, since Trump became president, have you noticed that murders have gone down quite a lot? I wonder why. Maybe it's because, just a guess, but maybe it's because, you know, the borders aren't open. And, you know, and we're sending the people back to their countries. That must be it. Yeah.
Well, first question, why can't marriage be allowed with 2 men or 2 women? That question got me.
Yeah, so I mean, allowed and what it is are 2 different things. So again,
It's
just
a funny
strictly
coincidence,
from what
no?
marriage has always been is the idea of 2 separate parts coming in a union to be able to have, hopefully, a lifelong partnership to raise kids, adopt kids, or have kids, and to become better versions of themselves. It is the attraction of opposites.
Yep.
And so if you want to redefine marriage, that's fine, that's your contention, but I take a classical view of marriage.
Based on, like, what is that based on what? The
Well,
Bible?
The natural law.
Is that the Bible?
Well, natural law is separate than the Bible, but it's harmonic with the Bible. That's correct.
Okay.
Because what would you say? What is the purpose of marriage?
Marriage is like, I love you, you love me, let's
Got it. So
get together.
Can a 25-year-old marry an 8-year-old?
No,
Why?
because that 8-year-old is not ready. Like, they
Got it. So at
are
some
not.
point.
Oh
so
my
then let's
gosh. So this girl's basically saying, if you love someone, you marry them. Love.
Let's build out your definition more.
I love you, you love me, we married.
Love each other, but also what? What is the purpose? What is the destination of marriage?
We are 2 adults, we love
Got
each
it.
other.
Fair enough. Okay,
Nope.
we love each other. End of story.
End of.
Okay.
Well, give me another thing, and maybe I'll add to
Okay,
it.
but is that it? Is it about union, partnership, friendship? What is
I think it's just like, let's get our taxes good. Like, you know, let's just get married. Like, I don't think there needs to be.
I'm not a fan of that statement. Let's get our taxes good. Let's get married. I guess I marry a lady because I want better taxes. Yay! Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Some big crazy
No, that's
reason.
actually no. I'm not attacking you. I think marriage is holy, and by holy I don't just mean in a religious sense. Holy means separate, meaning it should be elevated. It should be celebrated. It's something that is so above the rest.
And
you
people
just
wonder
think
why the
it's
divorce
like a
rate is
tax
so
advantage. That's
high.
fine, 'cause actually most
It's because of people like this woman. Also, hi, Leonid. Ah, yes, marriage equals good taxes. Yippee! How are you today, Leonid? Hello. The divorce rate and birth rate decline. Oh gosh, it's it's because of people like this person. So, yes.
Americans agree with you.
Yeah.
I think marriage is something where
Oh, so here's a question for you, Momo. Should marriage be kept under the church's umbrella instead of a governmental institution? Should we have marriage as a sacrament or held in a sacramental nature? I think, like, Like, are you saying like marriage should be held in a church or held in sacramental nature? I think like marriage, I think you can, in my opinion, you can do it however you want. Like you can have a nice big wedding, or you can just do it at the courthouse really quick. I think marriage is marriage. Totally doing my job as mod, but you have corn, so it's fine. Yeah, it's fine, props. Hello. But yeah, I think marriage, I do think marriage is definitely biblical and spiritual though. You know, you and your partner are becoming one flesh. But I think like how you get married isn't really super. Should marriage be for Christian / religious traditions only and not secular inquisitive? I mean, I want to say yes because marriage is biblical. Marriage is like, you know, marriage is spiritual, biblical, you know. So I would say yes. But that's a hard question, honestly. You having a good Bible talk, boss? Yeah, we having a good Bible talk. But yeah, I'd say I wouldn't say like no, if you're not Christian you can't get married. Like I wouldn't say that. But it is between one man and one woman. So yeah.
Where we should drop everything like, wow, two separate parts have just made a lifelong covenant with one another to learn about the other and to grow with each other, and it's difficult. And I think that we've lost that.
I mean, I'm
Yeah.
Jewish, and like in Judaism, there's the there's like the when you get married, the religious marriage, and then there's the government marriage. Like you have to get married
For sure.
twice, basically. So I
That's
think
right.
what you're talking about is probably the religious marriage, like with a priest. I'm talking about
Yeah,
governmental marriage.
I'm even talking about government. I'm just saying traditionally our governmental marriage, again, I'm in the vast minority of opinion in the country, this has been the classical view that it's a man and a woman coming together in something sacred and something holy or elevated. Again, that's not...
I would say that's just a Christian marriage.
It's not necessarily Christian. In Judaism, in traditional rabbinical Judaism, Orthodox, homosexual marriage is not recognized.
That is true.
So it's not Christian. In Islam, homosexual marriage is not recognized.
Okay.
So it's not just Christian.
Okay.
So it's Abrahamic.
Abrahamic.
All right, we agree.
Why do we care?
I'll say no matter which way you get married, the marriage survival rate does increase when done through God and church. Yes, I agree. Yes. Yes, marriage survival rate is increased when you have Christ at the center. Yes. For sure.
If there's no father, I grew up without a father. I feel like I'm doing fine. I'm doing great. I'm in college. Like why are we so towards the father? Why does he need to be there so much?
So just looking at, try to answer my question for me. Do you think what kind of is there any time, and you're being very vulnerable and I appreciate
Hi,
that,
Pig.
when you were growing up, and maybe not, where you said, I wish I had a dad around?
This girl is like, I'm fine without dad. I'm fine. You know, like, I agree that marriage should be kept as an institution oriented towards family, faith, and community building, not towards taxes. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Or out of just love emotionally. Yeah. Yes. Miss Charlie, he had so much wisdom and amazing talking points. He really did. He really did. This lady, her way of thinking is interesting. Oh gosh.
My mom says I did wish for that once at a wishing well. But my mom was great.
Marriage should not be
provided me-
convenience coordination.
Not
Exactly.
single moms.
Right.
But was there
Yes.
ever a time maybe where a more masculine figure would have been helpful?
I can't really, not off the top of my head. Like
Okay.
what, can you give me an example of when a
Yes.
masculine figure would be helpful
when
in my life?
a boyfriend might have broke up with you and you didn't want to talk to your mom because she just didn't get it, and you wanted a strong, stable man to say you're beautiful.
I think, I mean, I have, if my father was like, you're beautiful, that'd be cool, but like if my mom was also like you're beautiful, I don't really see a difference between like my mom saying it and my father saying it.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's. I don't see the world that way, because there's a very
That's
being
crazy.
a father to a daughter. There's
How's
a
the
very
Momo? I'm
unique bond between a
good.
father and a daughter, where it's you fall in love again, but not romantic love. You fall in a different type of Greek love, which is called storge, which is a father-daughter love, where you have such affection for this incredible being, and your task is to shepherd that vulnerable, innocent girl through life all the way up until the marriage aisle, to kind of connect the two topics together, right? Where then you hand it off to another man, because women are worthy of protection.
So
Did she not like that when you're handed off to another man? Did she not like that? She made
you're
a
saying
face.
like there has to be a man in the woman's life. The woman can't be like alone.
No, there are exceptions, but it is a beautiful ideal. And when that ideal falls apart, now let's talk about the technical side. In the Black community, when fathers are no longer around, crime goes up, poverty goes up. Because
thank you for the drink water.
You'll understand this less.
I'll
and
drink.
A man in the audience who grew up without a father will totally get this. If it's just a mom in the house, the dad should come in and discipline the 14-year-old for acting like a brat. The dad comes in and he says, stop doing this. You need to be able to outrank the 14-year-old brat with another masculine figure.
But don't you think that like there's a reason that a lot of the Black community doesn't have a father, and it's because of systemic racism. It's because like Black men are more likely to be in prison.
Oh yeah, so why do people go to prison?
No.
For like a lot of the time it's because they're in poverty and they have no other way to get.
Okay, so they commit crimes.
Because they
Yeah, but so like wait.
Girl, what are you talking about? What?
Wait, so wait.
Why do they
So wait, if you're
commit crimes?
So in poverty, we should give excuses for
So being poor is prison worthy. I'm screwed. Oh no. What is this girl talking about? I wanted to watch the stream when it started because I agree with basically everything you say on Twitter, so I was interested. Oh, thank you, Pig. I'll have the VOD up and I'll probably edit this video as well.
Yes, because if they have no
like murder,
she's just an entitled kid who wasn't told no enough. Yeah.
Like, if someone is stealing something because they have no money and there's no jobs.
That's so interesting. So you think most crimes are crimes of necessity in the Black community?
I wouldn't. I'm not saying most.
So like gangbanging is like a crime of necessity?
That I literally never said that. I'm saying
but
like
you're making an argument of crimes of necessity. Like they're so hungry they can't handle it.
I'm talking about like crime that
Did
has
she
to do
say
with
job?
like, getting food, getting stuff that you need to live.
Right, but we have food
Hi,
stamps
Crimson.
for anyone
Hello,
that
welcome
needs it. So that
in.
doesn't exist. We have subsidized housing for anyone that needs it. So that doesn't exist. We have free health care for any poor person that wants it, called Medicaid. That doesn't exist. We also have welfare, cash, for anyone that wants it. So that doesn't exist. So what is it they're missing that they need to go? Sorry about that.
Well, the food, like a lot of food stamps might not cover all
Isaac,
of what they need. And also,
so watch all the
housing is like
Charlie
there's
Kirk
not-
debate videos.
There's
Same.
not unlimited housing. A lot of people who are unhoused have to like go to shelters, and then they get kicked out of shelters because there's a mandatory stay limit. So it's not
right,
like you
but
just get
it's not
a house.
It's not a stuff thing, though, right? It's like if you need stuff, there's also tons of charities out there that can provide assistance. Churches, you will not go hungry in this country. You will not starve in this country.
Yes, you will. There's
no,
like
we have an
you've been on
obesity
State
problem.
Street.
We have an obesity problem, not a starvation problem in this country.
What are you talking
in
about?
State Street, if any one of those people went to the local Episcopalian church or Methodist church, they will get fed. I guarantee it.
Yep.
If they go to a local food shelter, they will get
Okay,
fed.
but I'm talking. Okay, housing.
For housing, if we have Section 8 subsidized housing in this country, right? If you want to have a roof over your head, you can have a roof over your head.
With like thousands of rules, and you can't
yes,
do
of
any.
course, yes. I mean,
like,
it's not ideal, but the point is this. So let's just go back to the crime and necessity, right?
Oh, I don't want any rules. I feel my IQ slipping listening to ill-informed people. This girl, she looks young too. Oh my gosh. Churches love feeding people. I can go around my neighborhood and get a free low-pay meal 5 days out of the week. Honestly, like, yeah, you can even food shelters, like, you can get food. We aren't starving. Like, she looks like she eats that cake a little too much. Charlie Kirk always plays politics. It's just like, I don't understand what this girl is talking about. She clearly does not, like, she does not know what she's talking about. She is not very well informed. Forgive me for judging her. You're good, Titan. It's a joke. She's begging for attention. She is. I love watching Charlie Kirk videos when they show up my Twitter feed. I like watching them too. I watch them. River doesn't like to watch them with me though because he has a hard time watching these types of people. So
why do people commit crimes?
I'm not saying why all people commit crimes. I'm saying there are people who commit crimes because they have no other choice.
Got it. So why is it that other people that are as poor as they are in separate racial groups don't commit crimes at the same rates? For example, blacks are 13% of the population and they commit over 50% of the crimes. Why is that?
Black people, I would say, not blacks.
Okay,
but
it's not. I could say whites and you wouldn't care. So
anyway,
hold on. Right? I can say Hispanics, you wouldn't care. So don't police my language.
But whatever. I'm not policing your language. I'm just saying I would say black
Fair
people.
enough. But the insinuation is that I'm being racist. But that's fine.
Okay, that's your opinion.
Yeah, but so black Americans,
please my
13%
IQ.
of the population, and commit anywhere between 50 to 56% of murders, crimes, carjackings. Why is that?
Well, what percentage of the white population is living in the same level of poverty?
Got it. So there's twice as many white Americans in poverty as black Americans. Not the same percentage, but still, if you look at white Americans in poverty, they commit far less crimes than black Americans in poverty. Why is that?
Maybe it's because when you're in a store, like
Hi,
they follow
Deku,
black people and they
hello.
don't follow white people.
What about murder?
Hi, Grayson. Yeah, we're watching
Why
some
is it
Charlie
that,
Kirk.
Like, just saying murder. Why is it that black people commit so many more murders? Like that's not. You're being followed in a store and you commit more murders.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say she's not well informed. I say she's not experienced enough because she doesn't put herself out into those situations. Experience is the best teacher, but this is why I said she was entitled earlier. She is happy to stand back or above it, and so yeah. And obviously, like she might have just not been taught well. She might have just not been taught well. But man.
You're making the role, or I'll get to you in a second.
River and me are gonna get along great because I hate watching these sometimes too.
Okay. Anyway.
That's not a good argument.
This is the last one. So.
Systemic racism, right? So the idea of systemic is that it's within our laws. There are some black Americans here listening. What can you as a white American do that the black American cannot do?
Let's see. I could go into a store and not get followed. The police could not track me down on when I'm driving. I'm less likely to get shot and killed while I'm driving.
No.
There's a lot of things that I can do.
Okay, so just be clear. So if you walk into a local CVS here, how would you guys be treated differently?
Well, they would probably say hello, and they would probably just walk, let me in and not follow me, and then.
So these are a lot of probablys. I don't believe you, but I'm talking about laws, right? So what in the legal code of America can you as a white individual do that the black individual can't? Because systemic means it's in our code, right? It's for example, Jim Crow, totally get it. That's systemic racism.
I know white people that can't swim. Liberals many hate are, if I can say anything, just oblivious. There is a good chance I'm wrong, but all of us don't know what we were doing. Yeah, I think liberals just are a little oblivious maybe.
What is systemically your advantage?
Maybe housing codes, because I know redlining isn't a thing anymore, but there is isn't there people who are white are more likely to be given loans because of they have less I don't know, that's just the
educated rage baiter versus unicorn believers. I am a unicorn believer. Wow. Hi, Garlic.
It's back from redlining. It's a lot of the same stuff.
So, I don't buy into any of that. So I just kind of go.
You don't buy into redlining, or you don't buy
into redlining. I don't buy into any of that stuff that happens today. In fact, it's the opposite. loans are now given favorably
Met
to
people
Black
in the Navy
Americans
who
in
couldn't swim
certain
before
cities
boot
over
camp.
white
It was more
Americans.
common than I
So
expected.
you
I
think
also
redlining-
can't swim,
I
actually.
believe it. I know redlining existed.
Okay,
I don't
okay.
debate that. Of course it happened. But because of DEI and because of affirmative action, there's actually a preference given. But so let's go back to fathers, right?
Okay, let's go back to fathers.
So something happened to Black America since 1965. So in 1965.
But also, I believe in
you mean
unicorns,
the war on
yes.
drugs?
Right. Well, so
I don't like believe in them, like, I don't think they're current, but I think unicorns did exist. But I get what you're saying, Garlic. I get what you're saying.
if that's your contention, that's fine. So in order to go to jail for the war on drugs, you have to be dealing drugs, right? Or you have to be caught with drugs. So if you don't
Which is one of like the main jobs that you can have in a like poverty-stricken. Like if there's no jobs, like you're going to do drugs. I mean, you're gonna
No.
do drugs
So
because that's the only option
it's
you
such
have.
a difference in
What?
worldview.
What? Oh, I don't have a job. I think I'm gonna go do drugs. Why is he so mad about immigrants? Unicorns have a heavy traditional Christian message for anyone interested in looking it up. They do. It's really cool. But like at this point I'm just laughing at this lady.
You're making excuses for criminals.
Yeah,
And
basically.
what an insult to poor immigrants that came to this country that didn't commit crimes and worked 2 or 3 jobs and worked themselves out of poverty and didn't decide to go deal coke.
Well, my father is a white immigrant from Poland, and he committed crimes, and he's fine now. So
Did he go to jail?
Yeah, he did.
I thought there was systemic racism. I thought that doesn't happen very much.
I never said white people don't go to jail. I said they go more, and you're saying that white immigrants are fine and they don't.
No,
I'm
that's
saying
far
that they
less
do.
actually. I'm glad he went to jail if he committed a crime. I think it's terrible.
Yeah.
So,
well,
but at the core of it, we have a difference in worldview, right? My worldview is I'm not sympathetic to people that steal, that loot.
I laugh
and
when I see
murder,
these debates, like the
'cause that's
people
a
that come before to
value
speak are the
problem.
most stupid.
And I don't like making excuses.
I wouldn't call them
for people that
stupid.
do-
I wouldn't call them stupid, but like, oh my gosh, they are pretty naive and also just looking for a fight.
things that are obviously destructive. Secondly, we have a problem in Black America. The biggest problem is not racism; it's the lack of dads.
I have no clue what they're talking
If
about.
dads
Yeah.
are around, kids flourish. And you know who agreed with me? Barack Obama. Barack Obama used to make this
Have
a
stupid
central piece of
reactions.
his campaign. He came to this campus back in 2012, drew like a 100,000
Yeah, no, this lady
person
doesn't
crowd,
know what
and
she's
talked
talking
how
about.
we need to rebuild the Black family and put dads back. Why doesn't the Democrat Party talk about that anymore?
I'm fine with having
No,
fathers.
no,
There's I'm not against having black dads.
for sure. I'm saying, but
It's more of ignorance, which isn't their fault. They just don't know. Well, the thing is that they do eventually learn, but then they're just like, wait, I wasn't right? No, I have to be right. He committed a crime, he paid the price. Why is there an argument? It's not that they're stupid, they just weren't probably taught, yeah. But then eventually when they grow up, they're like, I want to be right, so. Another thing I like about Charlie Kirk is nice to everyone when he debates with them. Yeah, he's very respectful and nice to people. Very, very respectful.
But don't we agree? Has anyone heard that mentioned on the national scale in the last 10 years? Yeah, I mean, we've heard about
Probably
like
not.
Yeah, and
Because
why
there's
is that?
bigger issues.
No, there isn't. See, that's the issue. Is that
He's like, no. He put forward sensitive topics where he has an advantage: black crime, immigration. These things are not something uninformed people can debate on in front of a guy like Charlie Kirk. Well, the thing is, a point he made earlier is that they're both voters. He's talking to people who vote. These are the people who determine the future of the country. So, yes. You do a bad thing happen to you, basic thingy.
This is what makes us different. As a conservative, I focus on if you have family breakdown, don't worry about climate change, don't worry about systemic racism. All that stuff is like these crazy
What
abstractions.
do you think create family problems? Systemic racism creates family problems. If you take away black people from their families, then they're going to have
Right.
broken families.
Okay, so, but that's interesting. How are you taking them away? Aren't they leaving?
Okay. Yeah, it's gonna cause broken families, sure. But they're doing crime. I think that's not even just black people, that's also white families too. if you commit a crime, you go to jail, you're gonna cause family problems. Like, that's just how it works.
They're not staying with the women they're impregnating. So, for example, there are 13% of the population is black. Not every single person ends up in jail, obviously, and yet there's huge child abandonment because there's a cultural expectation that is different in Black America than in white America, which is it's okay to impregnate a woman and abandon her in Black America. It's not
based on what? What is that based on?
That's a good question. Where does it come from? It's just based on.
No, I'm saying, what is that, like, your view of Black America?
Well, it's not a view. It's true. I mean, don't take my word for it. Look at Thomas Sowell and Shelby Steele that have done amazing analysis on this. It's that in Black culture, that is not considered to be a stigma. In white upper middle class culture, for those of you that grew up in Waukesha or Libertyville or grew up in Hinsdale or grew up in Naperville, you guys all know those neighborhoods. If you impregnate a girl, a woman, and you just like abandon her, that's frowned upon. That is a social stigma in upper middle class white culture.
And it's not in Black culture?
No. In fact, it's glorified by the rap culture. It is.
I think
Yes.
rap culture is showing what happened. I don't think it's.
Do you think that the songs that are the most popular in Black America are uplifting Black America to be better versions of themselves?
I think the most popular
like Nicki Minaj, Cardi B. Do you think that they're like empowering people to be great?
Well, I do think Cardi B and Nicki Minaj are empowering, but when you talk about like
wow.
Black, like let's go like Kendrick or whatever, like they're talking about their life experiences and they're saying this is what happened to me, and people relate to that because that's also what happened to them. It's not saying this is the greatest thing in the entire world.
Does it lift up the audience to become better?
I would think so, because it's like
how?
Because it's saying we all relate to this. We can all.
You said how? You said how?
This is our story. We can be like better than this, even though it's like, I mean, there's better, there's not better. It depends on what your worldview is, but I think that rap is good because it can like.
No, I'm not saying it's bad or good. I'm saying like just the essence, the core, the ethos is not exactly about like quitting drinking, quitting drugs, and getting married and having children.
No, it's about what you have done, not about like.
No, but just like to be clear, like in Black rap culture, is it generally glorified to go sleep with a lot of women?
I mean, that's your view of it.
I'm asking a question. Is it in Black rap culture?
Yes
or no, guys, in Black rap culture?
Is glorify women?
To be able to sleep with a lot of women.
I mean, I think that's one aspect, yeah.
Okay, so let's just take that aspect.
Because it's a luxury that people can do. And, like, it's one of the things that people can do and everyone can relate to. Or a lot of people can relate to.
Shouldn't ideally your culture try to elevate and try to challenge the individual to virtue and goodness, not try to bring them down to the lowest parts of their...
I'm not saying that they are bringing them down. I'm saying that this is what they are doing and they are sharing their experiences. They're not saying this is the best thing in the entire world. They're saying this is what I have been through.
Like sleeping with a lot of women.
Yeah.
Or like gang violence and, you know...
I mean, if that's what, like, a lot of people have been through gang violence because that's what's happening in their neighborhoods. They feel like that's the only option. And you might know that that's not the only option, but when you are living in that neighborhood and you don't see any jobs, this is how your family was raising you, what other option do you have? And once you're in it, it's really hard to get out.
So, got it. You talk about systemic racism.
I feel like she's arguing just to argue at that point.
Being a major driver of Black America's failure to launch, if you will. We subsidize single motherhood in this country. So if you stay single as a single mother, you get money from the federal government, and it's basically subsidized, if you will.
Sure.
Can we at least agree that if the nuclear family in Black America was stronger and tighter knit, that would be a good thing?
In a lot of cases, yeah. I think if the father's abusive, I would not want him there. So I think it really depends on like what family you're talking about. I don't think you can generalize.
What percentage of fathers do you think are abusive?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I would say it's probably small, right?
Not like, I don't know. I have no idea. I have not done research on what percentage of fathers.
But generally, it's good when mom and dad stays around and is raising the kid.
I would say if they are both healthy parents and they are both ready to have a child, it's great. My father, not ready to have a child, do not want him around me.
Just one last question on role models. Let's say there's a Black kid right now. Would you rather have that Black kid have a role model be Kendrick Lamar or Clarence Thomas?
Kendrick, obviously.
So not the black American on the United States Supreme Court.
No, he's trying to ban interracial marriage. He's trying to like do all.
Wow, no, he's in an interracial marriage.
He literally like.
He's married to a white woman.
Yeah, I know the Roe v. Wade
So
thing like goes against.
He's trying to ban his own marriage.
Yes.
I thought I've heard
I'm sorry
everything.
to break it to you.
So I think we agree that
I think she just kind of went with it. She's like, yeah. Oh man. Okay, I think I'm done with this lady. Can't take this anymore. She was like, yeah. Yup. Alright. Let me go to my other screen here. Oop. Oh, there we go. What the heck? No, but like, ugh. She clearly just kept going because she's like, I want to be right. He's trying to ban his own marriage? Yeah. Yeah, he is. Yeah, what do you know? That's so weird. Huh. Well, yeah. It's so weird, isn't it? Oh boy. I think that's enough for today. Ugh. She got her entertainment and then got bored and said, yeah. She's like, you know, yeah. Oh, man. Well. Yeah, I think that's gonna be enough for me today. Whew. For those of you who are new here, check my socials! People like CK have definitely made me demand more erotic and argumentation classes in sentiment. So, because if pastors can't defend their positions theologically, then they're gonna look especially ignorant when approached by people. Yeah, that is true. Yes, it's just people need to, I think, prepare themselves to have more of a response before they do stuff like that. I don't know. If I had the chance to debate Charlie Kirk, I would ask him if he's such a big religious person who speaks for good, then why does he endorse a political party who has a New York billionaire quarter Italian guy like Trump? Well, the thing is, in my opinion, Trump has been a pretty good president. I don't know. I don't know if he's Christian. I wouldn't say that, but yeah. I don't mean to interrupt, but you have corn on your hair. Those are sunflower petals. The little sunflower petals. Which party is run by business? He started 8.9 wars. He didn't really start any wars, though. What I'm saying. Trump's alright, he ain't amazing, but best choice. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I'm not like, yay Trump, really, but he's doing a decent job at presidency. Not the best personality, though. Yeah. But in my opinion, Trump's doing a pretty good job as a president in general. Crime in the US has gone down a lot since Biden, so but that's kind of just my take on it. I don't know. When you're picking two options that aren't great, just pick the better one. Yeah. 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 Yup. Oh boy. But anyway, I think that's gonna be it for me today, guys. I'll probably stream again on Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday, I think. But yeah, make sure you check out my socials. Make sure you join the Discord server. Check out my throne. Check out everything, I guess. Check out my Twitter. No one will be the best because there will always be people in the upper class of the President's Party who has a big stake in some weapon manufacturing company wants them to buy more weapons. Obviously, he's not the best he can be. But I don't think he started any big thing. Joe Biden has started way more than Trump has, like, bad stuff. I'm hyped for Wednesday! Yippee! I will probably play a game. I don't know what yet. Maybe I'll start a new game. I don't know. I have to go back to Five Nights at Freddy's. I really do. But yeah. Have a good night, Mama. Thank you, Flushed. Happy President's Day. Oh yes, President's Day. Happy President's Day. Not all politicians are the same or hold the same values, so being a Republican doesn't mean you have to support Trump, and if you're a Democrat doesn't mean you have to support Biden. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yes, I agree. Oh, and make sure you check out my merch store. Make sure you check out my merch. Hi, Tux. I would never expected the stream to lean towards politics. Hi, Tux. Yeah, I don't usually like talking about politics, but whenever I say hey, I said hey, sure I will. But yeah, no. It just kind of came up, so. Scarecrow, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. But yeah, I'll probably be playing a game on Wednesday. Interesting takes. Defo shifted my perspective on you guys. I hope that's a good thing. I don't know. I hope I can catch stream soon because I'm usually busy when you stream, so I can't usually. Oh, no worries, pig. Where's our run our oil? I don't care. We have the biggest currency. We're doing good. Nice, nice. I'm glad. But yeah, I'm probably gonna play a game on Wednesday. I just don't know what yet. So I know Fields of Mystery is having a big update soon, so I'm gonna get back to that. For sure. I'm very excited. In a good way. We're all just goofy people. We goofy people. We goofy. This was kind of more of like a serious take stream, but I kind of wanted to, so. Mama should Loki VC with us tonight? Maybe, maybe. I'll see if River wants to, I guess. He might want to play Valorant again. So we'll see, I guess. We shall see. We shall see. She says maybe but won't. Look. We'll see. I hiccuped, sorry. We'll see, okay? We'll see. Ooh, let's raid into Misty. She's streaming. Let's go. Excuse me. Thank you for the stream today, and thank you for the hope and wisdom earlier. Have a wonderful night. Thank you, Night. Thank you. I hope you do too. I hope everyone has a wonderful evening. We're gonna raid into Misty here. She's awesome. I really want to collab with her soon. I really, really want to. But we just haven't gotten to yet. But yes. Anyway. Again, make sure you guys check out my Discord server and my socials and everything. And I will see you guys on Wednesday. Wednesday. Thank you guys. I love you all. Bye everybody. Thank you for coming in. Have a good time with Misty. It looks like she's talking about Bible stuff too, so yippee! Alright. Goodbye everybody. Goodbye. I love you all so much. Goodbye. 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 Bye.